trying to have a live feed. All right. Just waiting for the tribe to enter and sign in, please. We'll get some music going. All right, I'm tuned up. I'll just go with this one. All right, oops. Scroll with. Here comes some tribe. Gene says, Darcy and Darren sleeping over tonight. Somewhere along the way, could you sing Measure by Mountain? Of course. There's Amy. Welcome. Good to see you both. Just needed to run through those chord progressions for a Hushby mountain. Okay. That was rehearsal. Got it. Welcome, ladies. Good to see you. Welcome to Fiesta Friday. Let's give it a minute, see if anybody else checks in, and we'll get on with some music. As promised, I pulled out the lyrics to Wild Horses, which I said I would do tonight, and then both, which I like to do back to back on Sunday. Oh man, I've got some good news. I get a lot done in the first quarter. Like, I don't make vacation plans or anything until I officially close out 2025 for tax season. And I've mentioned before, I submit everything before the end of January. So I'm like one of the first ones in line. My 40+ year tax pro husband and wife team, they've got like over 600 clients. They get very busy during tax season. I don't think they come up for air until the middle of the summer. But I'm one of the first in line, physically drop everything off, completely itemized, spreadsheets, you name it, all my government forms. And that was done like January 23rd, and then 23rd or 24th. And then I was sitting here yesterday afternoon before I went to my office. I started getting emails, e-documents to sign. So, took them to March 19th. They're so busy. But I arm them with every single possible thing for all my itemized sessions, mileage, deductions, you name it. And so we've been getting close every year with my, it's my LLC, my business taxes, and also my private personal taxes. So for the last, 5 or 6 years, I owe federal, but I always get back some from state. But it's been kind of upside down. Like, I usually owe federal $1,100 to $1,300, but I get $800 back from state. So I usually only owe about $300 to $400 total. This year, 2025, last year, I finally turned the tables and flipped that. So I owe $668 or something for federal, but I'm getting back $1,020 from state. So finally, we got it dialed in. So I actually have more incoming than outgoing. It's awesome, and I love projecting all my finances in advance. And so they had me set up. We did all the e-documents, signed all of that yesterday, and everything got filed. So anything I owe, they have me automatically set up through direct deposit or deduction. So anything I owe to federal doesn't come out until April 15th, which is tax day. But state stuff, I'm on direct deposit, so that will probably hit sometime next week. So I get my state refund back, and then I have until April 15th, so everything's managed. I know exactly what's coming in and what's going out. So that was great. March is also when my tags are due for my car. So I got that done last week. The tags arrived today, so my tags are on my car through 2027. Check that box. That's done. My business license renewal for the city of Mesa starts this month through April, so I'll start that going next week. I love to stay ahead of everything. So my business license renewal and some one or two other things will hit between March and April. So it's like just checking the boxes, getting everything done. Oh yeah, and then right about the time we finish up 2025, at the end of March, in another week or so, we'll file my first quarterlies for 2026. So They file all my quarterly estimated taxes for me. So I just send them everything from January to March, my deductions and my income and all that kind of stuff. Sorry, I'm still getting over this chest and on occasion head cold. So anyway, I am religious about staying on top of all of that. No surprises with tax season, and I'm in such good hands. They're wonderful people, and so they took good care of me, and I make sure they have everything possible to make their job as easy as it can be. So I like staying ahead of taxes. I like knowing what I owe, what's coming in, what's going out, getting it all done as soon as possible. I used to wait 7, 8 years ago. I used to wait, and then we'd file an extension, and it's like I put the brakes on that a couple years ago and said, this is dumb. It takes me 5 to 6 hours to go back through a whole year's worth of bank statements and this and that. So that's when I came up with my spreadsheets. I itemize everything. On a rare occasion, maybe I fall asleep on my computer at night, but 99.999% of the time, as soon as I get home every day from the office, it's change, laundry in, and I sit down, and it takes 5 minutes or less to update all my my daily spreadsheets and forms. And so then at the end of the quarter, end of the month, I add a formula in there to that Word document. It adds up everything. I save it. I do that for 3 months. January, February, March. I grab all of those, PDF everything to them for my income, mileage, and also my all my deductions for the month. So I love being on top of that stuff. So this is the busy time, the first couple of months, especially March. So as soon as I get the deposit back from the state, probably next week, and then as soon as April 15th hits, and my federal is paid, that officially closes the year out for me. It's actually done because they're filed, but I like to wait until it's absolutely done. So between now and then, we'll be filing first quarter of 2026. I can't believe that. Anyway, life updates, good stuff, checking the boxes, tags renewed, something else in there I'm just forgetting. Or maybe it's my business license stuff, getting ready to get that done. So, starting the year off with a bang. I don't typically make any big plans for travel, any big plans for anything until I close out the previous year. So, taxes are behind me, all that's done, and then I just look ahead and start projecting and getting all that done. Let me get caught up. Amy said, great, Z's here watching the NCAA men's tournament. Oh, yeah. I heard about that. What do they start with? 32 teams or something, and they get down to like whatever, and then the Sweet 16, and then something 8, and then the Final Four. I hear those terms, but I never watch the games. Amy says, good for you. Yeah, it's nice. New Martin time. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. And I'm on track rebuilding my savings because I remember I had the $5,000 in car repairs last year. So recovered from that. I have savings goals for March that'll be pushed out into April. And May is clear sailing, knock on wood. So that may be the time. Amy says, Z and I are thinking like, oh, for that guitar. Yeah, you guys are bigger sponsors of me than me. But once I get through this season and it's nothing but clear sailing, and I'm just looking through the rest of the year. I'll probably have to do that. And he said, smart. 68. Oh, it's 32 plus 32. No. 34 plus 34 would be 68. Oh, okay. Starts with that. I just heard somebody talking earlier today about the numbers, and then they whittle down. Very good. All right. Good to see everybody here. It's let's get some warm-up going. Oh, and I wanted to say, oh, I'm feeling blue. Kind of catching up with me this evening. Chuck Norris, man. I mean, that catches up with everybody, but he was like indestructible. and a great guy. Yeah, so I put a Facebook post up earlier. Um, so a neighborhood guy that I grew up with, he and I were taking. I took Taekwondo when I was 13, and he took karate. Uh, I grew up down by 7th Avenue in Camelback, and on the southeast corner, it's probably long gone and built up. There was a little strip building, and it had the Lee brothers. So they were capitalizing. This is 1974. They were capitalizing on Bruce Lee. He passed in July of '73. 3 weeks before Enter the Dragon came out. So my friend Robert, he and I took Taekwondo together. This was back in the day. So Enter the Dragon was rated R because there was nudity and stuff, which I'd never seen before. I think Robert was a year younger than me. But your mom could take you to the ticket box, and as long as she was there and they could buy the tickets, you could go up and see an R-rated movie. So I was 13, and I think Robert was 12 or right around 13. So we saw Enter the Dragon in the theater during its theatrical run. So that was July of '73. And then these two guys, the Lee brothers, they were Asian guys. I don't know if their last name was actually Lee. So they opened up a studio called Lee Brothers Karate. And my friend Carrie down the street was taking from them. And so they brought Chuck Norris in to do a karate demonstration at a tournament. It was, I think, at Grady Gamage. It was at ASU. And so we were there at the studio when Chuck Norris came in. And I was this tall, skinny kid, and I feel bad for Chuck, of course. We were just teenagers. All we did was ask about Bruce Lee. And he was so nice. And I remember asking, yeah, was Bruce Lee that fast? And he goes, man, he said he was so fast. He was so good. Look, he was just nice. And then somebody had a Polaroid camera, an Instamatic, and Chuck was standing next to me. He put his arm around my shoulder, and I have no idea where that picture is. It's been lost for decades. I haven't even thought about it. But I had that picture of, if it ever surfaces again, I'd love to scan that in. It's with pictures of my childhood, and I know I don't have it because I don't know where it ended up. But I got to meet Chuck Norris, and we traveled in a van. I remember we were sitting in this van and went to. I think we helped the Lee brothers set up like their tables with merchandise and stuff. And so Chuck Norris gave a karate demonstration. He was a black belt, and busted boards and all that kind of stuff. You know, I was 13, so that was over 50 years ago. I still have some clear memory of that. And then the rest of the tournament, I know I'm kind of blanking on. But I got to meet Chuck Norris, and he put his arm around me. And he was so gracious. He was just a nice. Everything you see about Chuck Norris was true when I was a teenager, when I was like 14. So I've been kind of feeling blue, I think, with Chuck Norris left us. But, you know, if you're going to go, you may as well be in Hawaii. And they posted a video that he shot just 10 days ago. He was 86. And he was working out in the grass with this guy sparring. And you're looking at that video going, just 10 days ago, he looked like that. And so they didn't release what happened. The family has privacy. So he got sick really quick and just went. But he was surrounded by his family in Hawaii. It's like, if you're going to do it, that's the place to go. I love Hawaii. I love the power of the island. And it's like, oh man. And the Hawaiians would have believed that he had all his ancestors surrounding him, and probably Bruce Lee, his good friend, waiting there for him. So I like to think that. I'm still sad, but what a great life, what a legacy, what a gentleman, what a great actor. Did his own stunts. I saw some guys earlier today saying he didn't have stunt doubles and stuff. You can't double some people for like stuff like that. So he did all his own stunts on that Texas Ranger show and movies. And of course, I saw Way of the Dragon, which was the second Bruce Lee movie, and Bruce Lee tapped him to do that fight scene in the Colosseum, the Roman Colosseum. And I think it's 7 minutes long, I read. So I remember seeing that, and it's iconic. And he and Bruce were really good friends. I remember I read a story or an interview years ago. Chuck said that he and Bruce Lee were staying at a hotel together and were working out, and they got off an elevator on like whatever floor they were on, and they just stood there in the foyer And for like 30 minutes or an hour, they worked out and sparred, you know, just going over stuff. It's people were coming off the on and off the elevator, and there's these two guys just, I mean, not physically hitting each other, sparring and battling it out in dress clothes, right there in the foyer off an elevator. I went, that is so much martial arts passion. I love stories like that. So anyway, I just wanted to take a minute and honor the passage of Chuck Norris. I hope that photo of he and I when I was 14 surfaces somewhere. He had his arm around me. I remember I had a tank top like this on. I was just, you know, a skinny white kid from Phoenix. And but he swung his arm around me, and I think my friend Kerry took that picture inside the Lee Brothers studio at 7th Avenue in Camelback, right down where we grew up. Oh, if I could just find that photo. I don't know. I'll just put it out to the universe. And I know all my, you know, I told you guys my dad passed 2 weeks ago today. And so my middle brother got, you know, all that stuff and going through it. Maybe that photo will surface there. I don't know. I've long lost track of it. I just know it happened and it existed, and he was such a gracious guy. He was so nice, Chuck. You didn't want to be on the receiving end of those fists and feet, but he was a gracious, great dude. What did somebody say? They talked about all these memes about Chuck Norris, and they repeated one earlier today. Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth away from himself. I just thought, those are so funny. Anyway, I want to take a minute and just honor. I was feeling kind of blue today because Chuck Norris passed. But if you're going to pass, you're in Hawaii, surrounded by your family. You were working out just 10 days ago, and there's video all over the internet showing him 86 years old, pounding out with a guy, you know, doing stuff. And I was like, man. And then 10 days later, it's just over. So, but what a life. Amy says, wow, yeah, it's a good memory. Oh, Faith's here. Hello, my friend. So good to see you. Thinking about you. I hope that photo reappears too. I'd like to find that. If I could find it, I'll scan it in and post it. It definitely happened. Even though it was like an Instamatic or a Polaroid, I've got some from the Air Force I took that they're faded a bit, but they're still there. They look blue now more than they were back in 1980. Anyway. All right. Thanks for tuning in, my tribe. Welcome to Fiesta Friday. Let's get some music going. They hear the clock, 6 a.m. It feels so far from where I'm at. I've got my eggs, I've got my pancakes too. I've got my maple syrup, everything but you. I break the yolks and make a smiley face. I kinda like it in my brand new place. I want the spots up the mirror, don't leave the keys in the door. I never put wet towels on the floor anymore, 'cause dreams last so long, even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon you will see. You were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Called my mom, but she was out for a walk. Sold a cup of coffee, but it didn't want to talk. So I picked up the paper. It was more bad news. Our hearts being broken, more people being used. Put on my coat in the pouring rain. I saw a movie, it just wasn't the same, 'cause it was happy, I was sad, yeah. It only made me miss you, oh so bad, 'cause dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon you will will see. You were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, I go about my business and I'm doing fine. Besides, what would you say if I had you on the line? Same old story, not much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Hey. I brush my teeth and put the cap back on. I know you hate it when I leave the light on. I pick a book up, I turn the sheets down, yeah. I take a good long look around. Put on my PJs and hop into bed. I'm half alive, but I feel mostly dead. I try and tell myself it'll be alright. I shouldn't think any more tonight, 'cause dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. And I know that you love me, and soon I know you will see. You were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, my buddy Steve Poltz and Jewel kicking off this edition of Fiesta Friday. Welcome, sip them if you got them. K-Max here. Oh, dude. So I just talked a little bit about Chuck Norris passing and meeting him at a karate studio in Phoenix when I was 14. And I mentioned that I didn't know this until today, reading some of the online bios and obituaries. So I didn't know Chuck Norris was Air Police, which is what it was called before you and I were in, called Security Specialist, and now it's called Security Forces. So we all share the same pedigree. He went to Lackland just like we did. He was 18 when he joined the Air Force. Same career field that we had, got stationed in Korea, and that's where he got turned on to martial arts. So that I don't ever remember reading. So I put that story up on my Facebook page, and this happens on occasion. I don't know how. So I typed in same career field as my lifelong friend and veteran, Kevin McCormick. And usually when you type in somebody's name that you're connected with, it highlights, it shows their name so that they're tagged in it. And it would not let me do that. I tried to go in and do it a few times and type it. I guess I could have gone up and said, tagged you after the post. But anyway, I wanted you to read that because I gave a shout out to you. But it wouldn't let me, it wouldn't highlight, it wouldn't bring your name up like in a hyperlink so that you would have seen the post that would have tagged you. So please go read that. And you don't have to like it or whatever. Just know I recognized you in that. Among others, Willie Nelson and others who were the Air Force, one guy I've always been proud, Johnny Cash was, but one guy I always loved that was Air Force, and this guy was super smart. So if you guys remember Bill Smith, William Smith, he was a character actor. He played in a Western show when Kevin and I and Jeannie were kids. I don't think it was Laredo. It was Cheyenne, I think. No. That was Clint Walker. Oh, maybe he was in that. William Smith, he was a natural bodybuilder. He had 18-inch arms, and he was like 6'1", and he looked great. He played in a lot of those biker movies in the 60s. He played in Every Which Way But Loose. He was the fist fighter opposite Clint Eastwood. He passed away just a couple of years ago, but he was an Air Force veteran. Not only that, the dude spoke like 6 languages. He was a Russian interpreter. I mean, he was a brainiac. He was so smart. But he was an Air Force vet, so we got some. I feel like Adam Sandler in that Hanukkah song. We got Ann Landers, all these people we got like Air Force vets. But Chuck Norris, I didn't realize until today. Not only was he an Air Force vet, he had the same career field that Kevin and I had, and our late friend friends Steve Hamer and Pat Brody were all in together. So salute, that's awesome. Nice pedigree, man. So we share the same career field with Chuck Norris. Love that. And I didn't realize that until today. That's super cool. Amy says you put the @ oh, because usually if I just type in a name, it automatically populates it because we're connected as friends. So I went and looked, and it's like, I know Kevin and I were friends. He's in my friends list. But when I typed Kevin in, it had 4 or 5 other Kevins that I'm friends with, but it wouldn't do it. So the @ all right, I'll have to try that. Their name. Yep, got it. Okay. I'm going to have to do that. Thank you. If you look to the east, where the sun never sets, I'll be there at the top of the stairs. You could bet. So just pick up the phone, make a call, all your own. I'll be there when you say your last little prayer. La la la, la la, la la. You hold your head in your hands, and I don't have a way. You're climbing inside your body and just hang out and stay. And everybody's asking when you're coming back, and I don't have an answer, so I fade out in the black. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, in I walk so slowly, the broken glass outside, and treading oh so cautiously, you're wondering where you hide. And I got notes like on my walls, kisses oh so sweet. And all I do is wonder again that you shall meet. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Do you hear me talking to you? Oh, mellow again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up. I said, oh, good morning, I miss waking up with you. Uh-huh, uh-huh. $100 phone bill multiplied by 5. Hey, you look like a phone to me. Hey, are you still alive? And dirty plates and bottles will it decorate my floor. And I got lots of so-called friends that's knocking on my door. knows how I feel today. I suppose I'll slowly fade away, fade away. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Do you hear me talk in you? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up so. Good morning, I miss waking up with you. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, sorry, my nose is itchy. All right, there's a little double shot of Steve Holtz for my Fiesta Friday crowd. Glad to see you here. Thanks for checking in. Amy says, that used to automatically happen, but doesn't seem to anymore. Yeah, it didn't with Kevin, but there's 4 or 5 other Kevins that did pop up that I could have chosen from. I don't know why. So I'll have to try the @ sign. Thanks for that tip. All right, as promised, from Wednesday, some Rolling Stones. Because I did The Wait by the band on Wednesday. I usually do these back to back, which is why the lyric sheets are always together. I only had enough time for that one. In fact, I had time for one or each, and then Z, I think it said The Wait. So I said, all right, I'm going to do that, and then I will keep my word. On Friday, I will play Stones, and then on Sunday, I usually do these back to back. I just scrolled up. Oh, I'm glad I saw that. At the beginning, I would have forgotten almost about. Okay, Gene, your request for Hushabye is next. All right, so on Sunday, I'll do both of these, which I usually like to do. So tonight, let's do some Wild Horses. Childhood living is easy to do. The things that you wanted, I bought them for you. Graceless lady, you know who I am. You know I can't let you slide through my hand. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. And I watched you suffer a dull aching pain. Now you decided to show me the same. No sweeping accent or offstage these lines could make me feel bitter, treat you unkind. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. I know I dreamed you a sin and a lie. I have my freedom, but I don't have much time. Faith has been broken, tears must be cried. Let's do some living after we die. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses, we'll ride them someday. Yeah, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild horses, we'll ride them someday. All right. As promised, there's the second half of those two songs I play together. I'll do them both back to back on Sunday. Let's see, any new check-ins? No? All right. I have an unfulfilled request from Gene. Darcy and Darren are sleeping over. Grandparent duty, such a hard task, but somebody has to do it. All right. So the request was from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Hushabye Mountain. So here we go. A gentle breeze from Hushabye Mountain softly blows from Lullaby Bay. It fills the sails of boats that are waiting to sail your worries away. It isn't far from Hushabye Mountain, and your boat waits down by the quay. The winds of night so softly are sighing. Soon they will sail your troubles to sea. So close your eyes Hushabye Mountain. Say goodbye to cares of the day and watch your boat from Hushabye Mountain sail far away from Lullaby Bay. So close your eyes on Hushabye Mountain. Say goodbye to cares of the day and watch your boat from Hushabye Mountain sail far away from Lullaby Bay. Oh, I haven't done that one in a little bit. I almost missed one chord in there, but I got all the lyrics down. Thanks for that request. I hope they were able to hear that. Thank you, Gene. That's a sweet little song. Some of the best songs are just the sweetest songs. And speaking of, I know I just did this the other night, but once I get playing this song, I really love this. Another sweet song that's just wonderful. Sheryl Crow. Man, I love this song. I never rehearse any of these, so I don't practice them. And all of a sudden it's like, oh man, remember the chords and all that? It's like, yeah, it all kind of comes back. Gene says, wonderful. Well, I'm glad you liked it. Thank you for the request. Come to me now, lay your hands over me, even if it's a lie, say it will be alright, and I shall believe. I'm broken in two, and I know you're on to me, that I only come home when I'm so all alone, but I do believe that not everything is gonna be the way you think it ought to be. It seems like every time I try to make it right, it all comes down on me. Please say honestly you won't give up on me. I shall believe. I shall believe. Open the door. Show me your face tonight. I know it's true. No one heals me like you, and you hold the key. Never again. When I turn away from you, I'm so heavy tonight, but your love is alright, and I do believe that not everything is gonna be the way you think it ought to be. It seems like every time I try to make it right, it all comes down on me. Please say honestly you won't give up on me. I shall believe. I shall believe. I shall believe. And not gonna be the way you think it ought to be. It seems like every time I think and right, it all comes down on me. Please say, honestly, you won't give up on me. I shall believe. I shall believe. I shall believe. I shall believe. Please say, honestly, you won't give up on me. And I shall believe. I shall believe. I shall believe. I shall believe. I shall. Oh man. Oh. Some of these beautiful, seemingly simple songs are intricate and just absolutely lovely. Man, I love that one. Gene had said, "Thank Ed, wonderful. You're welcome." I don't use a set list. I just had Wild Horses that I wanted to play because I said I would on Wednesday for tonight, and then Gene had that request. Some of the time I have left, I don't know. I just kind of follow my muse or whatever I feel like playing. I feel like I've kind of come to the end of my paved road for that for tonight. So I'm just going to open it up to requests. So type something in there. Sorry, my sinuses are draining. I don't know where I picked this thing up. There was a song that came out, I think 7th or 8th grade. I had the 45, for those of us that all remember 45s. It's by a guy named Carl Douglas. It was called Kung Fu Fighting. I should probably learn that song if I can between now and Sunday, and maybe do that as a tribute to Chuck Norris. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. So that song I remember came out like Enter the Dragon was the very first American Asian. It's put out by Warner Brothers. It was the first American Asian, American Chinese film collaboration ever. And before then, those kung fu movies back in China were just cheesy and guys being thrown around 12 feet on ropes and stuff. And Enter the Dragon was a real deal because Bruce Lee, co-wrote that and starred in it, did all the choreography for all the fighting sequences. I mean, that was a massive amount of work. That really elevated the level of martial art movies. And then after he passed, they quickly kind of went back downhill. But right about that time, in the early to mid 70s, was a martial art craze. And Carl Douglas put that song out, Kung Fu Fighting, because of all these martial art movies and stuff. Some of them were cheesy and stuff, but it was like everybody was into Kung Fu. Bruce Lee had done Longstreet with James Franciscus. So he was in 5 or 6 episodes of Longstreet. Longstreet, if you remember, was a private investigator who gets blinded through some accident, and then he needs to learn how to fight. And so Bruce Lee came in and taught him Wing Chun. No, Jeet Kune Do, which is Bruce Lee took Wing Chun from Ip Man. But then he developed his own style called Jeet Kune Do. And so he taught James Franciscus' character on that TV show. And then he was in a movie called Marlowe with James Garner. Plus he taught Steve McQueen, all these, James, I can't remember his name now. Anyway, he taught all these Hollywood guys privately. He taught them martial arts, James Coburn and everything. So he kind of started a big movement over here, and then Enter the Dragon came out, and he passed away 3 weeks before it premiered. But everybody was riding this martial arts craze, and that song Kung Fu Fighting came out as a result. It was actually kind of a mirror of what was going on at the time in society. So I should pull up. I had that 45. I should pull up Carl Douglas Kung Fu Fighting and see if I can learn it, and we'll do that maybe as a tribute on Sunday to Chuck Norris. Genius and Wonderful. Faces sounds great. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. John Cougar. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that song, so I have to go back and relearn it. I'll tell you what I will do, because I'm a man of my word. I'll go over it and I'll bring it back on Sunday. Because I don't even hear the beat. I have to listen to that because it's not one of those songs I knew. So I got to imprint that again. But I will. Okay, so Kung Fu Fighting and John Cougar, Your Hand in My Pocket. I love that. I love the visual of that. Two people walking, arms around each other, hands in their back pockets. As you know, I love that. I love that just connection between two people. All right, so I will relearn the. It's in here somewhere. I don't even remember the name of it, but it's here. Z said, I love that song. Oh, Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas. Yeah, that 45. It starts out with whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what I ate or wore yesterday, but this is how bugs, they're called bugs in science, get imprinted in your brain. I can remember the opening sound and lyrics from a 45 I had when I was like 13. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. And it was a little bit frightening. Yeah, because, what is it? And it was little Tommy Chong and little Chow. They were bouncing men up there. But I don't know. Anyway, I'll go pull that up. I think somebody sampled that a few years ago and did something more modern with it. I think I heard it once, but Carl Douglas is the original. I had that 45. Gene says, can't believe we would dance to that song. Oh, you danced to, yeah, Kung Fu Fighting. We probably did too in 7th or 8th grade at dances. 1974. Yep, I had that 45. Love Longstreet. Yeah, Bruce Lee's episodes. I've seen this on YouTube. You can type in Bruce Lee Longstreet, and they've got clips from all the 5 or 6 episodes he was in, just the clips that he was in. So he's teaching that private investigator Longstreet how to fight and how to listen and move around and stuff like that. It was really good. Some guy had challenged him to a fight, so he needed to learn how to go fight. Yeah, so I got to learn Kung Fu Fighting and then Mellencamp song. Amy says, thanks. Looking forward to it. Yep. Ain't even done with the night. That's it. Yeah, I know it's in the lyrics because I ain't even done with the night. And didn't I have a harmonica? Can't remember. I think so. Yeah, this is one sitting here. I think this is because the one in my holder is the Springsteen one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Yeah, okay, good. I gotta learn that again. Okay, so do I have I don't have a request, something I can play. I'm almost down to the end of the set, but I talked a lot at first about Chuck Norris and meeting him when I was like 14. So I need to at least get 2 songs in. All right, type me in something I will remember. Okay, Eagles. Yeah, I can do Eagles, definitely. All right. Well, I'm running down the road, trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 that wanna own me, 2 that wanna stone me, and 1 says she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Lighten up. try to understand. Just find a place and take your stand. Take it easy. Well, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. It's such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, and a flatbed Ford slowing down to take a look at me. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. We may lose and we may win, but we will never be here again. So open up, I'm climbing in. So take it easy. Woo! Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. Got a world of trouble on my mind. I'm looking for a lover who won't blow my cover, but she's so hard to find. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels make you crazy. Come on, baby, come on. I don't know your sweet love is gonna save me. Do, 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 do. Oh, I got it easy. We ought to take it easy. Oh man, my cough was fighting me for center stage, but I held it off as long as possible. So, all right, by request. Time for one more. Because I talked a lot about Chuck Norris and meeting him when I was a teenager here in Phoenix, and at the beginning of the set. So, give me something to end on. In my former career, I remember I was in the bathroom once and I had a cold and I was blowing my nose like that. And this guy I worked with, another leader, looked over at me and goes, "Do you tune that thing?" I don't remember who it was, but it was so funny. It was like, "Do you tune your nose?" Because when it gets full and I blow, it's almost like an instrument. I just thought it was funny. Why do I remember that and not what I ate yesterday? I don't know. If it makes you laugh, I've served my purpose. Any requests? Amy says, "Got Eagles. Thank you, always sounds great." Thank you. Elvis, he was a black belt. Yeah, that's right. Great, because today, I was coming home from the office, and I always kind of bop around on channels, different channels. Channel 66, that's for most of my sessions. Oh, that was Z, said Elvis, he was a black belt. Yep. Most of my sessions, Sirius XM, Channel 66, watercolors, smooth jazz. But I bop around. Channel 18 is the Beatles. 76 is Elvis. 74, 73, 72 is Smokey's Soul Town, 60s and 50s hits. So I ended up on the Elvis channel today, and I heard this one. And I went, oh, because the women in this sound like a choir. Oh, man. American Sound Studios, I think, in Nashville. Elvis went in and did a marathon. I think they cut 12 masters in like 12 hours, and this is one of them. And a guy named Reggie. I don't play the opening exactly like he did, and I'm in another key. Reggie, can't remember his name. I didn't know his name until a couple years ago. He's the guy that played the opening guitar part on Suspicious Minds. So I heard it today. I was coming home from the office. It's like, oh man, I love that song. When those women come in, they're in the background, but it's so strong. Those vocals, it's like, oh. So I heard this today. So Amy had said, thank you, always sounds great, thank you. Z says Elvis, he was a black belt, so I went, let's do some Elvis. We'll end on Elvis. He was also a karate expert and fan. Yeah, so here we go. We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? When you don't believe a word I say, we can't go on together. We're suspicious minds, and we can't build our dreams on suspicious minds. So if an old friend I know drops by to say hello, would I still see suspicion in your eyes? Here we go again, asking where I'm headed. You can't see these tears are real, I'm crying. We can't go on together, we're suspicious minds, and we can't build our dreams on suspicious minds. Only that love survive all dry tears from your eyes. Let's don't let a good thing die. I mean, I never lied to you. Yeah, yeah. We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see? Oh, what you doing to me? When you don't believe a word I'm saying. Don't you know I'm caught in a trap? I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Oh man, you know what I always say, when that spirit moves, oh, I know. I have no control over that, and I just want to keep on going, but at some point, I got to put a cap on it and go, all right. So, Soulful Sunday, ain't even done with tonight, gonna relearn that one for Amy, and then Carl Douglas, we'll do that I gotta learn that on the fly, we'll do that as a tribute to Chuck Norris. Kung Fu Fighting, had that 45. Z did the math, he looked it up. 1974, that's about right. Freshman year in high school. Or 8th grade, right in there. Anyway, that was fun. And Gene had a request, we did that, Hushabye Mountain. Oh, from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I think it was 9 when I saw that in the theater. Gene says, thanks so much. You're welcome. Thank you for the request. Z says, that was great. Thank you. And Wild Horses, I think. Yeah. Yes. So right here on top, right below Sheryl Crow, which I just did. So I have those two set up here together. Wild Horses on Sunday I would have remembered those eventually, but thank you. Wild Horses, The Wait by the band, Kung Fu Fighting, and then Ain't Even Done with the Night, John Cougar, John Mellencamp. So we got some stuff coming up. Kung Fu Fighting will be new. The others, some I haven't done in a while. Others I want to do back to back because they're great for a Soulful Sunday. So that's what's coming up. All right, my tribe. Thanks so much for checking in. As always, so good to see all of you. And as always, namaste. The divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Thank you for keeping yourselves healthy, keeping those immune systems bolstered up. Enjoy what's left, the rest of your Fiesta Friday, sliding into the weekend, however that looks for you. I will be back on Soulful Sunday, 5 p.m. Mountain, same bat time and channel for Sundays. And we got a whole bunch of stuff I just rattled off, so that'll give me something to practice and look forward to over the weekend. Amy said, thanks. You're welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. So good to see all of you. Enjoy what's left of your Friday. See you after Saturday, this Sunday, and the coming weekend, and we'll see you next time.